Before we continue, I would like to thank Square Enix for sponsoring this video. So just recently, I made a video about Final Fantasy. And since they saw that many of you guys enjoyed the game, and I also enjoy it as well, they decided to sponsor and introduce me to another one of their Final Fantasy mobile titles. This time is the World of Division's Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. And like I said previously, I have played almost every single one of their titles, and this one reminds me of Final Fantasy Tactics, which by the way, is one of my favorite Final Fantasy games of all time. But the main reason why they asked me to make this video is because right now they have a special collaboration event, which all players who log in during this campaign from November 18th until December 15th will receive the Hero Cecil from Final Fantasy IV. And you can upgrade him by completing the Cecil Release Celebration Training Challenge missions, available only until the end of the campaign. Also, from November 25th, player can attempt to summon 2 brand new ultra rare units, Kain and Rosa. And just by simply logging in daily during this event, you receive up to 5,000 Viscera, which is the in-game currency, 10 million gil, experience cubes, and other character enhancement materials. Also, they are currently celebrating their 5th episode of the World of Division's Final Fantasy Brave Exvius update series, so all players will be awarded a special gift of various in-game items in addition to the daily free 10x summon. All players can perform one free 10x summons daily for 15 days, totaling to 150 summons. That's a lot of summons for free. And remember, this for a very limited amount of time, so feel free to download the game now using the link in the description below. By the way, you can add me in game. I will leave my player ID in the description as well. So in this game, I'm using Irithel, because she got a small buff in the latest update. Now when she ults, her movement speed will be increased quite a bit. Here you can see an example of the difference it makes when her movement speed is increased. Anyway, what makes this game even more interesting is that our hyper carry won't be of much help almost throughout the whole game, and he dealt the least amount of damage in our entire team. Yup, even less than the tank. But I'm only mentioning this so you can understand better how dire the situation was, and well, just made the game more interesting. He probably was just having a bad game.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! Let me harness you!
Here you can see that our middle lane decided to be a bit greedy in the early game and went for the lethal instead of just going straight for the blue. That was a fatal mistake. Also, their Dyro was quite sneaky and managed to steal his red as well. The enemy saw that Link used his retribution on the lethal, and he probably doesn't have it yet, so they decided to invade his blue. I saw what was happening, so I'm pinging my tank that we should help him out. Unfortunately, our tank was a bit slow, and I was a bit too hasty as well. Also, our support didn't really support us here, so in the end it was just a complete mess. We just played extremely poorly there. But of course, that was all according to plan. Now the game is a lot more entertaining. Wouldn't you agree?
Chase me! Okay!
Now we are way behind. Our lane doesn't have his blue buff, and they are putting a lot of pressure in the top lane as well.
Initiate retreat! Let me harness you! Initiate retreat! Enemy ground! Initiate retreat! You cannot bear my wrath! Turtle resurrecting soon!
Diary is having a field day. He's extremely fed at this point.
Initiate retreat.
There's nothing we can do in the early game. They are just way too fed. But don't worry, as long as we manage to defend till the late game, we can definitely win. We have a very strong late game composition, and Irithel is one of the strongest marksmen in the late game.
Enemy missing. Initiate retreat. Enemy dominated. Okay. You cannot bear my wrath.
After testing the damage output, it's definitely not a good time to fight yet. I need to keep farming and farm at least my second core item. Once I get Berserker Fury, I can start joining team fights.
Side. Initiate retreat. Launch attack. Launch attack. An enemy has been slain. Enemy gone. You have slain an enemy. Initiate retreat. Let's fight. Side by side. Launch attack. Initiate.
Here, Lin is going to use the ultimate secret technique. I thought my ally was the enemy, no jutsu.
Your team request backup. Initiate retreat.
I am not quite fed yet, so at this point, fighting Luo Yi will be extremely risky, and there's also the risk that somebody else is in the bush as well.
Enemy legendary. Launch attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Our turret.
Esmeralda knew she was dead already, so she decided to kill Cho before dying. Smart move. But while this was happening, the enemy was completely destroying my team. But since they are all in the middle lane, I used this chance to take their bottom lane turret.
Turret has been destroyed.
Remember, in the midst of chaos, there's also opportunity. Here, you can see how far behind we are compared to the enemy, especially the difference between the hyper carries. After looking at the stats, I thought at this point, the red buff will benefit me more than Ling.
Initiate retreat. Hands run. Chase me. Initiate retreat.
You saw how cocky Luo Yi was acting before, right? I know Luo Yi hurts a lot after the latest buff, because I also use her quite a bit, and that's the reason why I also know her weakness. Oh, she just cast her second skill and missed. She has chosen death.
Shut down. Initiate retreat. Hands run. Killing spree. Under attack. You cannot bear my wrath. Initiate retreat. Lord resurrecting soon. My tiger has been with me. The enemy has been slain. Request backup. Let's fight side by side. Request backup.
Now that I got my second core item, Holy shit. Dairov is about to get a maniac.
Unstoppable! Double!
Maybe next time.
Initiate retreat! Launch attack! Many years. Launch attack! Initiate retreat! Attack the Lord! Defend the turret! Thrust back!
Not gonna lie, Joe was acting a bit sus right there. Took him a while to give me a hand. Just gotta make sure I don't get hit by Luigi's combo.
Legendary! Killing spree! Shut down! An ally team destroyed a turret! Don't be lazy, Leo! Run! Wait! Initiate retreat! Launch attack! Ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Well played. Initiate retreat! Don't be lazy, Leo! Run!
And this is where I messed up really badly.
Initiate retreat!
口寄せの術
You have slain an enemy! Double kill!
I guess Farami's OP.
Right out.
I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Thanks.